Good morning. Good morning. Welcome today, Thursday, 10:10. We're gonna do the 10 by 10 today. Ironically, I just noticed that, right? But you're gonna need a notebook. And so if you have a notebook or a pen, I have these small ones, or I could use Google Keep. And Mike's with us. Welcome, Mike, Alan. And we'll get started here with the 10 by 10. Before I do, um, I usually do an icebreaker of sorts, but I want to jump right into it because I want to talk about your reason why, how to find your why today, and also um, your most important goal. So, in doing the 10 by 10, I discovered recently that, well, a little background. I got into it a few months back, post divorce, 50 years old. I'm like, what is going on here? And I'm trying to figure out what to do next, how to get some clarity, space in my head. And I found that the 10 by 10 helps me just to get some what's in here out on paper. Some people recommend journaling. Journaling is very helpful too. And let's see, my computer's doing something here. Bear with me. There we go. Okay. So journaling, and I figured I was looking online about goals. I was like, man, I need to rediscover myself or at least get back to my first love. Like, what is your first love? When you're younger. I played soccer growing up. I love soccer. I want to coach soccer again. So that's a quick example of that. Um, so let me jump in and share my screen with you guys. See. All right, I'm gonna pull up my Google, my Paint and just do a little doodle. Talk about the golden triangle here. It gives me some structure for the 10 by 10. Let me share first what. Let's see. Share. All right, so let's see. Oh, here we go. Uh, Let me give credit where credit's due before we start. Also, Justin Chamness, one on one. He promotes real estate, make 5 figures a month. That's not a claim. That's you got to do some work for that. Oh, is it coming up? Do you see it? There we go. My computer is a little sticky today. You could reach out to realestatewholesalersclub.com to figure that out. All right, so golden triangle. I'm just going to make a triangle here real quick and walk you through it. So the first spot on the triangle, the top, is what I talked about a little bit earlier, and that is, well, I talked about foundation a little bit, how I got into the 10 by 10, and this is adopted by Brian Tracy, but mindset and responsibility. I could spell it here. Mindset and responsibility. That's the top. So when I was being post divorce, I had to really figure out, okay, what did I do wrong? Take some responsibility, but also be like, okay, where am I going to go from here? And being a good dad, because I have 3 kids, of course, and then being just a good guy, period, and then making a difference. I had to figure out, what do I want to do next? Where do I go from here? We talk about failure is not fatal, it's not final. It's just we got to learn from our mistakes and move on and get to the next destination, per se. So with that mindset, discovered the 10 by 10, and it's all about setting goals. So setting goals, we're going to do that together here in a few minutes. So you need a notebook, and I put activity in here because I think activity is important. Before we get that, this is what it's going to do for you. It's going to give you some clarity in life. And I talked about this earlier, your why. Like, what is your why? We're going to talk about that after we do the 10 by 10. There's some ground rules I like to use is my core four and values is basically the four things that help me to live a good life every day. And that's go to the gym, go to church, or read your daily reading, go to work. Work is important. I always tell my kids, work is a good place to go. You want to go do something, go do some work, Um, and then the final one is the bank, and the bank allows us to make memories because we need money to do stuff and time freedom, which is like the big goal, and it's very a vague subject, but we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of that here with the 10 by 10. So let's visit that real quick. I'll pull up the 10 by 10. If you guys want to copy this, I could send it to you also. Let's see. I like to use Google Keep when I do mine. I use Google Keep. It helps me just to stay organized on the go. I could look at it when I'm on the go. If I'm waiting in line somewhere, I could just pull up, uh, my Google Keep and look over my goals for the day. You can see I've done a few in the past. See, 10 by 10. I got a bunch of notes in here. Here's Thursday, 10 by 10. There's three guidelines for it. So you want to be positive, personal, and present. So your goals, like I build, I weigh, I drive, I own, those are all important things. Um, Here it is. So 10 by 10 Thursday, guidelines, three positives, personal. So you want it to be personal to you. You want to be positive, a positive spin. Instead of saying, I don't smoke anymore, uh, you say, I'm a non-smoker. If you say, I want to lose 50 pounds, you say, I want to weigh a certain amount of weight. And to make it more solidify it more, you put a date on it. Like I drive certain car by a certain date. Um, so I like to begin with the end in mind, and the end in mind about the 10 by 10 is basically you have a sheet of paper or a notebook. You write your 10 goals. You do it so clearly that a 6-year-old will understand. Make it simple. And repeat it following day. And then you do it 8 more times. And that's 10 days. You're 10 by 10. That's why it's called 10 goals, 10 times. And what is happening is you have a renewing of your mind. Your mind's being renewed. And it's really cool because you're actually what you're doing is you're getting and the Bible talks about this. I don't know if there's any Bible fans out there, but there's a renewing of your mind to where you're seeing what's most important because certain goals is going to pop up. Like today, I'll write them. Tomorrow, you start with a blank sheet of paper, you write them again. And then by the time you get to the 10th day, you have certain goals that is like solidifies what's the most important to you and to your life. So we talked about ground rules. Let me take a look at this. All right. And who this is not for, I think this is for everybody, anyone who wants to be better in life, no matter what, if you're just coming out of college, or if you're a young person, or if you're an older gentleman or lady, and you want to figure out, what you want to do for the next 5 years. Jordan Peterson, he talked about how important your vision is, and your vision, just looking down 5 years down the road, what do you want? What do you want for your life? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? Who do you want to be? That's the whole be, do, have. Who do you want to be? Who do you see yourself? Your identity, right? When we go through different seasons of life, just like now it's the summertime, right? Oh no, I'm in Arizona. Sorry, it's still hot here. So it's going to be the fall. It's going to be fall soon. So it's getting cooler. Some leaves are turning. It's different season. And then you have your winter time, and then you have your spring again. So that's a common thing that happens every year. You have your seasons, and just like in life, there's seasons. There's seasons in your life as well. Sometimes you have a hard winter, and then you have the springtime is coming up. So things are going to change for springtime, and then summer, and then fall again. So let's get into this. I'm going to get into mine. Share my screen. My Google Keep. I just bring up Keep and write your 10 goals. So you write 10 by 10, today's date, and you just go ahead and go through it. And we're going to do it for about 10 minutes. I'm going to come back and revisit this. If you have any questions, you feel free to ask. If not, just write them out. And if you have a notebook, this is what it looks like on your notebook. You write down 10 by 10, number one, your first goal. And you want to use those three rules to make it positive, personal, and present tense. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to have? I own, I drive, I I travel. So I'll put all those down here. Let me take a break shortly and come back. I'm going to write mine right now, and I'll come back and revisit, and we'll go over them real quick, about 10 minutes. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I wrote those down. I finished finishing mine up. Let's see how you're making progress, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got nine. Let's see if I can think of one more real quick. It gets better and better as you do it. And then you'll see the some of the same ones the next day. So sometimes they become affirmations too, like affirmations, being a good dad, like I said earlier, being a good dude, a good guy, and making a difference in the community. I have a car one in there, some material things, a house I like to own. Let's just go through them here. Before I go through them, I like to share, go back to the triangle and share the third corner of the triangle. It's very important. We have mindset and responsibility. We have goals and activity. Number three is continual learning. So we always want to keep learning. So I don't know if I spelled that right, but there we go. Continual learning. I discovered a house is built. People talk about love and marriage a lot. I think a house is built, and this is biblical, on wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and more is more important. So continual learning, wisdom, knowledge, super important. Uh, have a firm foundation in life because when the rubber meets the road, you want to have a good foundation. So I'm gonna share that real quick. It's Proverbs 24:3 says, "By wisdom a house is built; by understanding it is established; by knowledge the rooms are filled with precious and pleasant riches." So let me share that here. I'm gonna add that onto my screen. My Here we go. Whoops. It's Proverbs 24:3. All right. Very powerful. So continual learning, and also it's another plug for Justin Shamness and the Real Estate Wholesalers Club. Continual learning. Get with a group of people, You want to learn something, you want to learn how to basket weave, join a basket weaving club, right? Or a chess club if you want to learn chess. I like to play cards. Euchre is a good game. Hearts, poker, a poker club, right? And we just happen to do real estate, so we have a real estate club. Check out Justin Chanis at realestatewholesalers.com. I'll be there too. Also, shutupmoney.com is easier to remember. And why we call it Shut Up Money, because when you earn that first check, you tell everyone to shut up. Or when you're doing, when you're talking to sellers, you present yourself and you say, "Hey, I want to talk about your house. Is it okay if I ask you a few questions?" And then you shut up and listen. It's a lot of life is about listening. I don't know what's going on with my screen here. There we go. So shut up money. This is an awesome video. Check it out. It's Justin's journey. If you have not, check it out. It talks about how he started in the trailer. He bought a trailer, he did 10 deals, and then now he has a real estate club. It's done over 600 real estate deals. So, all right, let's get back to finishing the good little triangle and the 10 by 10. I'll share my 10 by 10 and we'll talk about what I was promoting earlier, and that is the promise of finding out your why. And it's not hard, it's pretty easy. But here, let's go over my goals. I help 5 people in 5 markets do 5 deals. That's one of my big goals. I want to do it by December, but this is more about just being consistent with real estate. I work with people that feed me. I have the huge goal to have multiple businesses, and I have another business I do. I've done for about 10 years. I've been self employed or unemployed, really. Um, I have not set an alarm in a long time, which is an awesome thing, but I do go to bed early. So those are important. That could be your goal if you want uh, an evening routine or a morning routine. All right. My computer's just sticky. Okay, so I serve others through PIT and F3. That's a youth ministry and men's ministry. I drive 540i. I weigh 250 pounds by the end of the year. That's a 30-pound difference. I travel and work from new cities on seasonal. So I want to work from different cities, like just using my laptop and my phone. So that's that goal about that. I own 2 homes. I'm a Sunbird millionaire. And Sunbird is just like a snowbird, except I live in Arizona. So I want to travel north in the summer to get out of the sun. So that's why it's Sunbird. And millionaire is just having consistent income coming in. It's not necessarily about $1 million, but it's about 8,500 to 12,000 a month consistently. And through my businesses, I help others in their dreams. That's coaching goal. I serve the community through Posh, which is people, orphans, single moms, and hungry and homeless. We have a church outreach we do every month. We just did one last weekend. Serve the community with clothes and food, and just share the love of God and invite people to come and be a part of what we're doing. Very powerful. So that's my 10 by 10. Now, the magic is the magic is in this is just writing it out. If you're committed, here, let's see, I'll bring it up here. It says it's a test. Step 3, Brian Tracy's 10 by 10. The exercise of writing your 10 goals every single day is a test. The test is to determine how badly you really want to achieve your goals. I just love this because it talks about commitment, and there's no real magic to it. It's just doing the work. Like what um it's the long, I call it the long game. The long game is just every day hitting it's a World Series right now. You have baseball. We have baseball on. I've been watching baseball. And it's about hitting singles, and hitting singles are going to get you to second base and to third base in the home plate, right? And home runs are awesome. They come in there once in a while, but hitting singles is where it's at. And I don't know if you've been watching baseball. There's been two two grand slams the last few days in the NCIS. Is that is that what it is? NCIS? The conference championships and stuff. We were watching the last few days. There was a grand slam yesterday. The Mets hit a grand slam, and the day before that, um, with the Padres hit a grand slam. It's pretty awesome. So grand slams happen too, but every day hitting singles is the most important thing. And using the golden triangle as a foundation, as better get your mindset right, write your goals, you have your continual learning, and then your foundation. The promise I had today was to share your reason why, and I'll talk about that too today. I discovered this more and more. It seems like it's a journey more than anything else. But I was asked this question the other day on Facebook. The question was, why do men often feel unfulfilled even after achieving the goals they believed they would bring them that would bring them happiness? So they thought, hey, my goals will bring me happiness. Why do I feel unfulfilled? I think it comes down to your reason why. It's like we all need a cause. You need a cause in your life, something to fight for that's bigger than you. And in doing this, find your reason why. If you look at your goals, your 10 by 10 goals, for example, some practical application here. There's going to be one goal out of the 10 that pops out. So whatever goal pops out at you, and mine is work with people that feed me. It's my business goal. It's kind of a combination of that and being a Sunbird millionaire. And so I wrote it out here. Why do I want to go to work and have multiple businesses? The reason why is because I want streams of income. I want all my eggs in one basket. So this is how you find your why. You you ask a question and then you ask why. That's it. You do and you do that 5 times. So the first time, why do I want multiple streams? Because I don't want one stream um, to be a Sunbird millionaire and to have 2 homes. Why do I want 2 homes? Why? To enjoy time freedom in summer, away from the heat. Talked about that earlier. And to be more productive. I think I'm more productive when I'm away from the heat. And why do I want to be more productive? To fulfill my mission. What's my mission? My mission is to pour into the next generation. PIT stands for pouring into teens, pouring into youth. I got that from Joseph from the Bible. It talks about the pit, preacher in training. I kind of twisted it to make it the pouring into teens. I have 3 teens, and that's how it hits home for me. Pouring in, and if you look, that's part of my 10 by 10 as well. Number 1, 2, 3 is serve others through PIT, right? So that's how it all kind of ties together. So basically, figure out what is the most important out of your 10 goals, what sticks out the most, and take that goal and then ask why 5 times. And asking why 5 times, you'll figure out your reason why. And you have to go deep. So keep asking why. Why do I want to do pit train and training youth? Because I want a better future and leave a legacy. So that's my why. And I built my vision around that. And of course, real estate plays into it, the time freedom. But actually, after you have so much money per month, what do you do? It's like a friend of mine, and I'll kind of end with this. A friend of mine, he goes on vacation. He's a nurse. He makes good money. He goes on vacations a lot with his wife. And he's like, Ty, he's like, I've been on so many vacations, man. It's like, it's all the same. It's becoming all the same. You go to a resort, there's a beach, there's cocktails, there's people in swimsuits, and it's great. I mean, it's good to rest. It's good to take some time to yourself and relax. I believe in the Sabbath, work 6 days, rest one day, and just spend time with family and people you love and time with your devotion. But he's like, Ty, I gotta do something else, man. It's just getting old. Like I've taken so many vacations. Now it all looks the same. It's a beautiful hotel. You get room service. You and it's all about, him really. And I suggested, why don't you do a mission trip? Why don't you do some kind of something that and I've done mission trips before. I've done Jamaica and Haiti, and every time you get the same experience. You get to go to the beach. We went snorkeling in Haiti. We went to the beach. You do some fun, but but that's only part of it. The other part is you pour into others. We help build a well. You build a well for people so they can have water. We did ministry. We brought a nurse with us, and everyone got some first aid care. And it was awesome. I mean, they thought the nurse was from heaven, a miracle worker, and she was just doing like basic first aid stuff that we take for granted every day. So I want to encourage you guys to figure out what, your reason why. And I'm working with him too to reach some of those goals is like, hey, what's life is bigger than just vacations and working as a nurse all the time. I mean, he does nurse work. Maybe he can go to mission trip to do some nursing, to nurse other people in need, right? So I'll have to check back with him on that. But he's a good brother of mine and a battle brother. We do some ministry together. We actually do that Adopt the Block together, where we serve the neighborhood together. So let me finish up. I like to finish up with some D's. And these D's are things that uh, we kind of have to fight to get our goals. Things, um, one of them is doubt. We struggle, we fight doubt, and to overcome doubt, you want to have faith and focus, really. Uh, some people are going to take the air out of your balloon, I call it. That means, when you share your goals, there's like you can't do that. I've been told you can't do real estate so many times. It's not even funny. Um, but and mostly it's from family, it's the whole crab, it's like the whole crab bucket theory. It's like you're trying to get out of the crab bucket, everyone's in the bucket, you're crawling out, people are pulling you down, right? They pull you down because they're like, hey, you can't get out, you gotta stay with us, we're all in this together, right? So, and the other doubt, or excuse me, the other D is distractions. It's easy to get shiny object syndrome and distracted, and it's just self-discipline. And I think a team helps too with the distractions. To have like for example, our team here with Justin, we're doing our goals today. Um, um, Self-discipline. And the third D is do not give up. And this is a huge one. We hear, it's said all the time, never give up, never surrender. Never give up on your dreams, on your goals, and on the 10 by 10. It doesn't have to be necessarily the 10 by 10 that I do, but have your own 10 by 10, have your own goal system, have your whatever you define to be important. I shared these things, my core four, the gym and church and work and bank. Those are so important to me. We talked about mindset, responsibility, having a firm foundation. Talked about wisdom and What builds a house is wisdom. By understanding it is established, and by knowledge the rooms are filled with precious and present riches. And most of all, today I shared my why, building a future and legacy with through the youth, the next generation. It's really important to me because my kids, they're going through it, man. It's not the same as it used to be growing up. Things are complex. We have this whole epidemic of devices and electronics and artificial intelligence. And man, sometimes I just tell my kids, put your phone down. Let's go swimming. Let's get outside. Let's enjoy uh, each other. Just hang out, play a game, play board games, different things. But I think the youth needs more than that. They need challenged to have their own 10 by 10, to have their own goals, to have their own reason why they're here, their purpose in living. So if you guys have any questions, you can pop them up now. If not, I'm going to sign out here. And you guys join us at the Real Estate Wholesalers Club if you're interested in real estate, or meet Justin, get on his calendar, or you see me online or on YouTube, on Facebook. Send a like, post a comment, subscribe to follow, and has awesome value in our group. It's awesome things happening. Mike, appreciate you joining me today. Have any questions before we get? All right. I appreciate you being here, and we'll catch up with you next week. We'll be back, talk about another subject. Usually I like to change it up a little bit. Talked about limiting beliefs before. Um, Talked about vision board a few weeks ago. And today we talked about our why, finding your why. Um, all right, have a blessed day. We'll catch up with you next time. Thanks.